Good morning, wonderful people. Welcome to my channel. We are doing the moon sign compatibility for a man and a woman for a good relationship, for a lasting relationship. The emotional bonding, the friendship within a marriage, within the relationship is crucial for every one of us. After the initial romance, after the initial days of the marriage, comes the lasting phase of the marriage, right? So the moon sign between man and woman compatibility is what we are examining. And in this one, we are examining the Bhakoot compatibility. That means the distance of the man's moon sign or a woman's moon sign from each other. Let's say in this case, we are talking about Mrigashira Nakshatra in Taurus, right? In Taurus. This is not the ascendant, this is the sign. So, Mrigashira Nakshatra, what is the characteristics of Mrigashira Nakshatra? We shall see in detail. But it's a soft nakshatra, it's a Devgana nakshatra. They are all about searching for softer meanings of life, searching for callings in life, right? So we have stuck here, if you can see on the screen, Mrigashira Nakshatra and woman's moon, right? Or a man's moon also it can be. If it is in Taurus, it is compatible, of course, with Taurus. Third sign from Taurus will become Cancer. So Taurus is compatible with Cancer, but the moon sign, moon nakshatra has to be either Punarvasu or Pushya because Devgana matches Devgana. Don't match it with Ashlesha. It's going to be very harsh friction. We don't want friction within marriages, yes? So third place from Taurus is Cancer. That is the first layer of compatibility. So the man or the woman's moon should be in Cancer within Pushya or Punarvasu Nakshatra. Third place. Next level of compatibility that we see is the fourth place from Taurus sign, which is in Leo, the sign of Leo. Fourth place from Taurus is Leo. But in this case, compatibility issue would be good if man or woman's moon is in Purva Falguni or Uttar Falguni, especially good. Why? Because Purva Falguni and Uttar Falguni are all about love and relationships, right? The themes are of love and relationships. You can look up my 27 Nakshatra playlist if you want. Mrigashira is also a softer nakshatra. So this will be a very good compatibility also for bonding love and relationship. Another layer of compatibility would be the seventh sign from Taurus, which is now happens to be Scorpio, right opposite. So the moon in for a man or a woman in Mrigashira Nakshatra in Taurus, and the man or the woman's moon in Anuradha Nakshatra. This is a great level of compatibility also, right? Because both are Devganas. If both man and woman are Devganas, they are thinking along the same lines. They are thinking along higher wisdom, spirituality, adaptiveness, cooperation rather than competition with each other, I'm saying. Okay, not with the rest of the world. They are looking at bonding properly. They are looking at softer approach. Mrigashira is looking at always a softer approach to do the same things. Right? It is a very tender nakshatra. So is Anuradha. Anuradha is all about devotion. Anuradha is all about love. So this in an intimate relationship becomes very strong and very nice. In Taurus in Mrigashira and moon in Anuradha in Scorpio. Not with Vishaka, not with Jeshta. Please do not match Devgana with Rakshasgana. It is a recipe for a disaster. Next level of compatibility for the Taurus moon in Mrigashira would be in the sign of Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Why Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra in Aquarius? Because Purva Bhadrapada is a Manushya. At least what we can do is go from Devgana to Manushya, but not to Rakshasa directly, right? Devgana and Manushya compatibility is also moderate and good. So in the sign of Aquarius, that becomes Purva Bhadrapada, Dhanishta and Shatabhisha. become very Rakshasa, right? So that's the second level of compatibility. This couple would typically go in for lots of collective work because 11th house is collective. Mrigashira is searching for that calling. So that can also be there. We might examine that later on. Let's not get into that. So the next level of compatibility after Aquarius would be in Pisces. The 11th sign from Taurus is Pisces, right? That's why I've stuck the number 11 there. And moon here is in the Revati Nakshatra. It can also be in Uttara Bhadrapada or Purva Bhadrapada. So Taurus in Rakshasa is compatible with Purva Bhadrapada either in the sign of Aquarius or in the sign of Pisces. In Revati Nakshatra, it becomes Deva versus Devgana. So it is a very good compatibility also. You've got to keep this in mind. When we talk of compatibility, match Devgana to Devgana. Gana comes first. There are other points. I'm not considering that for the purposes of this discussion. Now let us get into examining the qualities, characteristics in intimacy for the Mrigashira Nakshatra. Now let us see the characteristics of intimacy. Within intimacy, Rakshasa is just a nakshatra, right? So within the intimacy aspects, what are the qualities that Mrigashira brings to the table? Again, you got to see the themes of nakshatra in the 27 nakshatra playlist. But let us just see what it brings. Characteristics of intimacy of the Mrigashira nakshatra. First of all, it's a Devgana. So straight away think, it is always thinking higher ideology. They are curious and adventurous by nature, meaning they enjoy exploring new experiences with their partners and have a desire for novelty and excitement in the relationship. How nice is that? You get a Mrigashira Nakshatra, stick to them. They are playful and light-hearted. They are not dense people like the other nakshatras. They appreciate humor and enjoy creating a joyful and fun-filled atmosphere with their partners. Tender nakshatra. Think of a deer. Mrigashira means head of a deer. It's like a deer hunting in the forest, quietly grazing. Doesn't make any noise. It is always tender. It is sensitive to sounds. It is sensitive to everything. It runs away at the slightest sound of anything, right? These are tender creatures. Flexible and adaptable. They are easily adjusting to different situations and are open to accommodating the needs and desires of their partners. Flexibility in partnership, they are not rigid like the other Rakshasa Ganas are. They are very rigid in their approach. This one is highly flexible. If you're looking for a flexible, adaptable partner, look for a moon in Mrigashira, man or a woman. Communication skills. They possess the ability to express themselves eloquently and articulately, which helps them establish effective, harmonious communication with their partners. Effective communication skills so important in intimate relationships. People don't talk to one another these days. It's all WhatsApp or Facebook, right? Speak to one another, make eye contact. Learn to listen to other people. Your partner is talking something, learn to listen where they are coming, what their point of view is. Conscious astrology is all about that, folks. It's about consciously using what you've got and making good in your life. Intellectual stimulation. They appreciate partners who can engage in stimulating conversations, exchange of ideas, and share knowledge. Wisdom too. Mrigashira Devgana is all about intellectual exploration. That's why Mrigashira, when it even comes in the T10 chart, which we are also doing parallel to this, is all about exploration. They are deep dive people. They are the research scientists. They want to continuously explore things, whatever they want to do, and find the higher ideology and meaning in it. Beautiful nakshatra. They love intellectual stimulation. So if you want to excite a Mrigashira nakshatra man or a woman, think intellectual partnership. What are they into? Just watch them, learn from them. They are restless by nature. They will need partners who can understand and embrace the need for change and new experience. They're constantly looking for new experiences. Think of the deer again. It's always grazing the savannah. It's always moving around from one place to another, constantly searching is the theme of Rakshasa. They are of a dualistic nature, especially when it comes to the Gemini padas. The Gemini last two padas, you can see. Taurus, not so much. Not the first two padas, the next two. Gemini, as it is, it's a dual sign. They can display the qualities of both stability and adaptability, striking a balance between consistency and change in their relationships. Okay, ignore the noise. Some vehicle going outside. They can display the qualities of stability and adaptability. So they have a innate balance between consistency and change. Means they know when to change, they know when to be consistent as well. Wise, observant and detail oriented. They are attentive to the needs and desires of their partners and strive to create an environment of comfort and care. They're very caring people. It's a soft nakshatra and very good nakshatra in relationships because they are adaptable. Adaptability is one of the keys of relationships that is missing. In this day and age, when there are so many divorces going on in India and everywhere, you need to be adaptable. Understand the adaptability factor. Now, after this video, you'll go hunting around for Mrigashira people, I'm sure. So, love of beauty and aesthetics. Aesthetic sense, Venus, right? It's all about Venus, especially in the first two padas in Taurus. They enjoy creating a visually pleasing and harmonious atmosphere in their relationships. Very good point. Aesthetics. What aesthetics do you bring to the table? Do you like candlelight dinners? Do you like fine dine restaurants? Do you like going out to resorts? Do you like going out to spa? Are you interested in beautifying yourself these days? It's a big industry, even for men, not just for women. Earlier on, it used to be only for women. They are independent thinkers. They appreciate partners who can respect their individuality and allow them to express their unique perspectives. That's why it doesn't do very well with many fixed signs, especially in the last two padas of Gemini, because they are flexible. They expect their partners to be flexible. So if you have a man or a woman partnership you're already married to in Rakshasa Nakshatra, please understand their characteristics. Approach them. This is a very gentle nakshatra, highly intellectual, highly wise, highly adaptable. Beautiful nakshatra. And every nakshatra has some qualities like this. There's nothing like a bad nakshatra. So misnomer there, right? Right. Next, we shall take up the next one after this. Meanwhile, take care, be safe. Have a good day. Or a woman's chart where moon is in the pada of Chitra within Virgo, the first two padas. Virgo going into Libra. Okay. Talk about sixth sign going into seventh sign. That's where Chitra falls exactly in the middle. So for a Virgo moon sign Chitra, man or a woman's moon in Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo, the compatible moon signs are the third place from there, which happens to be Scorpio, and the moon sign should be in Jyeshtha or Vishakha. Why? Because they are Rakshasa Ganas, they are compatible with Rakshasa Ganas best. Okay. So Vishakha or Jyeshtha in Scorpio. The next level of compatibility for a man or a woman's moon in Chitra Nakshatra in Virgo is the fourth sign from Virgo, which happens to be Sagittarius, like you can see there. So in Sagittarius, it's going to be Mula Nakshatra because it's again a Rakshasa Gana. Always match Rakshasa with Rakshasa, Manushya with Manushya, or Dev with Dev. Next level of compatibility for a Chitra Nakshatra moon in the sign in the part of Virgo is the seventh sign from it, which happens to be Pisces. In this case, it is best matched with Uttara Bhadrapada and Purva Bhadrapada. If you want to go there, they are still Manushya, they are still softer than the Chitra Nakshatra. Manushya is softer than Rakshasa. So it's a match, yes, but it's a kind of 50% match, you might say. The, the fourth level of compatibility is the 10th sign from Chitta, from Virgo, which happens to be Gemini. So in the 10th sign, it would be Ardra Nakshatra. This Ardhara is also Manushya Gana, kind of compatible with Rakshasa Gana. The last level of compatibility for moon in Chitra is the 11th sign from Virgo, which happens to be Cancer. And there the moon should be in Ashlesha. That's a good compatibility because it is Rakshasa Gana. Okay. Now let's see the half of Chitra's half, which steps into Libra. So the Chitra half, which falls into Libra, now we have gone into Libra. We have moved away from Virgo, we are gone into Libra. So in the Libra moon sign, in Chitra Nakshatra, the compatibility would be in the third place from Libra, which now happens to be Sagittarius. See how the position changes and how the signs change? So be very careful about how you match these Mars-ruled Nakshatras, Dhanishta, Mrigashira, and Chitra. So the padas which fall within Chitra in Libra, now it's ruled by Venus, is the third sign which happens to be Sagittarius and the moon in Mula Nakshatra. Okay, now it becomes the third level. So Mula Nakshatra is both compatible with Virgo part as well as with Libra part. Second level of compatibility will be moon in Chitra, going to the fourth sign from Libra, which happens to be Capricorn. Now the moon is in Dhanishta Nakshatra. That's the second. The third one is moon in Chitra, and the seventh sign from Libra, which happens to be Aries. And now the moon is over Kritika Nakshatra. Again, we are matching Rakshasa Gana to Rakshasa Gana. Okay, remember that always. So, the fourth level of compatibility for moon in Chitra in Libra would be the 10th sign from Libra, which happens to be Capricorn, and the moon is in Ashlesha Nakshatra. So Chitra and Ashlesha are also compatible there because both are Rakshasanas. The last level of compatibility for moon in Chitra in Libra would be Magha Nakshatra, which is falling in Leo, which is 11th from the sign of Libra. Okay. Now, because this is a mix of both Virgo and Libra, the intimacy characteristics, let us just see quickly what the intimacy of Chitra looks like. And you will see this signature play out there. So there you have the characteristics of Chitra Nakshatra in terms of intimacy and how they associate, feel, sense intimacy within themselves as. How does the Chitra moon man or a woman feel loved? Okay, feel intimacy, feel bonding. That's what we are exploring. First, number one, they are artistic and creative. They appreciate the beauty and may express their love and emotions through artistic means. Chitra is an artist. They have charismatic presence and may easily captivate their partners with their grace and elegance. How beautiful is that? They pay attention to the finer aspects of the relationship and may have a meticulous approach when it comes to expressing their love and meeting their partner's needs. Do you see which sign it falls in? This particular characteristics. Is it Virgo or Libra? It's Virgo. Why? They are meticulous. Virgo is meticulous. Virgo is a very grounded sign. So if Chitra falls in Virgo, it becomes this characteristics, artistic and creative, and at the same time, paying meticulous attention to detail. Next one, a desire for balance. Chitra Nakshatra individuals seek balance and harmony in their relationships. They value fairness, equality, and they strive to create a sense of equilibrium between their own needs and that of those partners. See a signature? I see Libra here. They appreciate partners who respect their need for personal space and individuality, or like Swati, while also being supportive and nurturing. This desire for balance is a Libra trait. Libra stands for the balance. Balance between inner and outer, self and other. All these characteristics are Libran characteristics very, very strongly, right? Perfectionism, Virgo. They have high standards for themselves and may strive for perfection in their relationships. seeking to create an ideal, harmonious union. They value their individuality and may seek partners who respect and appreciate their uniqueness. Perfectionism is a characteristic, like a written characteristic of Virgo. Okay. Virgo is perfectionism 101, nitpicking, meticulous. All these characteristics you see is Virgo type. They have a desire for exploration. They desire exploration in variety in their relationships. This is more like Libra side of Chitra. They may seek partners who can provide new experiences and keep the flame of excitement alive. Very Libran characteristics. Libra loves to explore. It's an air sign. When Chitra falls in the air sign, Venus in Libra becomes an exploratory form of desire. I want to try out new positions. I want to try out new kind of restaurants. I want to try out new ways of romance, new ways of dating. You see how this changes. Libra is very fluid in this because Libra perceives intimacy in a very abstract, airy, mental kind of way. It's an air sign. Whereas Virgo perceives it in a very grounded way. So when Chitra falls in the sign of Virgo, it becomes grounded. Moving from earth to air, this characteristics of intimacy becomes vastly different. They have a longing for connection, deep longing for connection, emotional connection in their relationship. Don't we all look for that? But this is very dominant in Chitra. Okay, because both Mercury and Venus look for a strong emotional bonding. They desire profound and intimate bond with their partners and may put effort into creating deep emotional connections. Putting effort. This is one thing that people miss these days. It's like a yes or no. It's always black and white these days amongst the youngsters in relationships. It doesn't work that way. You have to put in your soul. You have to let the other person also come forward. Each one takes one step forward towards each other, and that's how you build a long-term stuff. Short-term, you can have overnight flings with a number of people. That's not contributing anything to you. That is not making you grow. That is not making the other person grow. That is not giving yourself credibility, nor the other person credibility. So you got to understand when it comes to intimacy and love, and this is a general principle I have seen with couples whose charts I have done. They're impatient with a relationship. I don't know why. It doesn't work that way. Are you impatient with your food, for example? This provides you nurturing, caring, and support. You need to be patient for good things to develop in life. Intimacy is no exception to that. But you got to understand the characteristics of intimacy as it plays out for every nakshatra. That's why I'm bringing you this stuff. Understand your man or woman's moon in Chitra and which pada it is falling in. Especially in the Navamsha also, because Navamsha is your behavior with spouse. But characteristics is important to understand because this is the place where they come from. Okay? I'll leave it with this much for now. Next, we'll deal with something that comes after Chitra. What comes after Chitra? I think it's Vishakha. No, after Chitra, Swati. Next, we'll deal with Swati. Take care, be safe. Order of business. Let's tackle the Capricorn moon in Dhanishta Nakshatra. So, first, we are addressing the Capricorn side of it. And in the next slide, we will do the Aquarius part of it. So within the Capricorn side, Dhanishta Nakshatra will be compatible in the first order of compatibility with Uttara Bhadrapada and Purva Bhadrapada in the sign of Pisces. Very careful about which one, because now we are talking about padas, you got to be really careful about this. The next level of compatibility for a Dhanishta moon in Capricorn is the fourth sign from Capricorn, which happens to be Aries. And now the moon should be in Kritika Nakshatra. Dhanishta Nakshatra is a Rakshasa Gana. We are trying to match only Rakshasa Ganas with Rakshasa Ganas. You have to understand that Rakshasa Gana is a very strong energy. It's not necessarily that they are demonic. No. Not everything is about ghosts and demons, okay? Vedic astrology approaches from a completely different perspective. They're very tamasic in nature. So the compatibility should be matched. You're trying to match the energy level, so to speak, between two individuals. Only then the energy will be harmonious in the house, right? The next level for a Dhanishta moon in Capricorn would be in Shlesha Nakshatra within Cancer. Because Ashlesha is also a Rakshasa Gana. Do not try to match that with Pushya or Punarvasu, they are Devganas. Don't try to match Manushya Gana with Devgana. It's disastrous. One is very soft and one is very hard energy. Okay. The fourth level of compatibility for a Dhanishta moon in Capricorn would be in the 10th sign from Capricorn, which now happens to be Libra. Better to watch all this on iPad or a tablet or a laptop. So as you can see, it is Chitra Nakshatra or Vishakha Nakshatra in Libra. Why? Because those both are also Rakshasa. Actually, Dhanishta Nakshatra and Chitra Nakshatra will be highly compatible in Capricorn. The reason is both are artistic in nature. Chitra is very artistic, Dhanishta is very artistic. So, duh. The next and the last level of compatibility for a Dhanishta moon in Capricorn would be in the 11th sign from Capricorn, which happens to be Scorpio now, and which will be in the sign nakshatra of Vishakha or Jyeshtha in Scorpio, because that's also Rakshasana. Now let's see what happens to Dhanishta in Aquarius. It's quite a different picture. Within the sign of Aquarius now, Dhanishta, but in Aquarius, the last two padas, the third and the fourth pada. Within the sign of Aquarius, it becomes the first level of compatibility will be the third sign from Aquarius, which is now Aries, in the sign of Kritika. So you might say Kritika Nakshatra is compatible with Dhanishta period. Means it is in the first two padas as well as the next two padas, right? Got it? Dhanishta moon, the next level of compatibility will be in the fourth sign from Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius, which happens to be now Taurus. In Taurus, again Kritika Nakshatra. So Kritika Nakshatra is compatible across the table with Dhanishta. Actually, that's also a very good combination. If you ask me, Kritika is all about management, leadership, a lot of fire in it. And that creative fire is in Dhanishta. Just kind of projecting here a little bit. So the third level, right? The third level of compatibility with Dhanishta moon for a man or a woman would be in the opposite sign of Leo, because Leo and Aquarius obviously opposites, just like Cancer and Capricorn. So would be in the nakshatra of Magha. Magha is all about leadership and traditional values. So especially in the Capricorn half, but not really, because Capricorn we did not see Leo compatibility. So be very careful about this. In Magha Nakshatra, the fourth level of compatibility for a Dhanishta moon in Aquarius would be the 10th sign from Aquarius, which now happens to be Scorpio in Vishakha or in Jyeshtha Nakshatra. Both are Rakshasa Ganas. Vishakha is better than Jyeshtha. Jyeshtha can get too bossy. Okay, Vishakha is more adaptable. The last level of compatibility for an Aquarius moon in Dhanishta Nakshatra would be the 11th sign from Aquarius, which now happens to be Sagittarius in Mula Nakshatra. Enough a vague combination, if you ask me, because we just did the Mula. Mula wants to dig deep into everything. Dhanishta is more of a conservative, charismatic, sociable. Not really my choice, but hey, technically that's compatible. Okay. Now let us see the intimacy characteristics, the most important part. What do you know about your Dhanishta person? Man. Okay. That's what you need to know. Let's see next. So there you have the characteristics of intimacy for Dhanishta Nakshatra. Like I said, half falls in Capricorn, half falls in Aquarius. So as we go through this list, keep in mind always that you're talking about Aquarius part as well as Capricornian part. Now I leave you to decide and think about these things, of which one would be more Aquarius type energy and which one would be more Capricorn type energy. Okay. First one, independent and self sufficient, seems to be more Capricornian. They value their personal freedom and may seek partners who appreciate and respect their need for autonomy. Dhanishta Nakshatra is the Nakshatra of Bhishma in Mahabharata, if you know the epic. So it's all about autonomy. They're very individualistic there. They have the ability to inspire and motivate others. He did, making them natural leaders in their relationships. They have a grounded perspective and make decisions based on logical reasoning. Seems to be very Capricornian, don't you? You can leave your comments if you have such a thing. Charismatic and sociable. They have an excellent communication skill and can easily connect with others, making them popular among their peers. The word popular itself tells me Aquarius, don't you think? It's mass appeal, mass hypnotism, charismatic. The third one is goal oriented and ambitious. Seems to be again more of Capricornian. They set high standards for themselves and their partners and work diligently to achieve success. They may seek partners who share similar beliefs and appreciate the importance of heritage and customs. Once again, very traditional, very Saturnian, very Capricornian. Okay, traditional means Saturn. Next one, reliable and trustworthy. Again, seems to me very Capricornian. They are committed to their relationships and can be counted on to fulfill their responsibility and promises. This is general as a nakshatra. They stand by their loved ones through thick and thin and offering unwavering support and encouragement. Very loyal, very Capricornian. Actually, even Aquarius. Artistic and creative, that's Aquarius, the last one. They have a deep appreciation for arts, music, dance, drama, all kinds of art forms. The symbol itself is a musical instrument, like you see there. Therefore, they share their passion for creativity. So, if you're a creative person, like let's say we just discussed it, let's say if it's a Chitra Nakshatra, that's also a highly creative nakshatra, it'll go very well. They enjoy engaging in thought provoking conversation and seek partners who can challenge them intellectually. Intellectual challenge is typically more Aquarius kind of energy, very air sign. Okay. Capricorn is an earth sign. They're not so much interested in airy mental intellectual discussions of any kind. Typically, they are not. If you want to talk about intellectual compatibility, you must come to, yes, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and so on and so forth. Now that we are getting into the heart of Aquarius, next one will be Shatapisha, which is very Aquarius like. That's next. In the meantime, take care, be safe. If you find something curious about Dhanishta, leave your comments. See you on the next.